Good morning and welcome again to Brookside's Daily Devotions. Name's Stanley. Thank you very much for joining with me today. Wonder, do you know what these are? Or have you used them in life? Or what have you used them for in life? Maybe a game of snakes and ladders when you were a child, rolling the dice to see what numbers would come up. Or maybe as you get a bit older, one of those big games of Monopoly that used to last for hours. Often used in board games and other games, rolling the dice, what would come up, how you would win the game or lose the game would depend on the number that you got, whether you would go up or down or finish the game as the winner. And today I want to think a little bit about rolling the dice and how life is not about rolling the dice. Is there something more to life? Is life more than just a freak? Something that's happened to you, something that we're just here for a season and gone. And is life to you maybe today a little bit like rolling the dice? You think there's no meaning, no purpose to life. You're just here for this short, brief while and then gone. The Bible teaches us much about a God who has planned and purposed our lives, a God who has meaning for our lives. In Psalm 139, let me read to you these words. From verse 13 to verse 16, it says, "For you formed my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well." Here we find the God who has made us, the God who has made us in our mother's womb, the God who has known us altogether. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. A God who has made us not only for purpose, but made us in an intricate way. And just think about that today. Just think about your hand, looking at the little blood vessels in your hand. Look at how intricately you've been made. God has made you, your eye, your ears, your smell, your touch, your taste, all the faculties that you have, made specially by God. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them. The Creator God, who formed us, made us in our mother's womb, wonderfully made, and has planned and purposed our lives as well. Not some freak accident, not just running aimlessly, but we were born in a certain place. We live in a certain place. And God has been with us during those times. As a Christian today, as you think of these thoughts today, how God has been with you, how God has seen you through each and every day, and the plans he has for you. In Acts 17, Paul here talking in verses 26 to 28, "And he made from one man every nation of mankind to live on all the face of the earth, having determined allotted periods and the boundaries of their dwelling place." Allotted periods, time periods, when we would live, how we would live, and the boundaries of our dwelling place, the actual place where you were born. You weren't born by accident somewhere. You weren't brought up in a certain area by accident. But God has planned and purposed these things even in your life. And it says that they should seek God and perhaps feel their way towards him and find him. Yet he is actually not far from each one of us. For in him we live and move and have our being, as even some of your own poets have said, for we are indeed his offspring. That they should seek God and perhaps feel their way toward and find him. I wonder today, do you know that God? Have you ever sought that God? Maybe you're not a Christian today as you're listening to this little devotional. And I just would ask you in these brief moments, have you sought him? Seek him with all your heart, and you will find him. The one who has intricately made you, the one who has made you for a purpose, to love him, to worship him, to know him, and to know him for all eternity through what he has done through his Son, the Lord Jesus Christ, on the cross, dying, being raised from the dead, so that you could know him eternally. Jeremiah 29 and verses 11 to 14, sometimes taken out of context. This was about the children of Israel in exile, and that they would call to God and that God would answer their prayers. But equally, these words can also mean much to a Christian today, to someone who knows God today. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will hear you. You will seek me and find me. When you seek me with all your heart, I will be found by you, declares the Lord. Yes, these words written to exiled people living far away from the land of Israel, but were brought back, and the plans he had for them, plans to do them good, to give them hope, to give them a future. The same God who calls to you today, who has plans for you, but we must call upon him. Come and pray to him, and he will hear us today. Is life about the roll of the dice? Is that all that we think life really is? Or is there a purpose, a future? Just in closing, those lovely words from that hymn, Because He Lives, it says, because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know He holds the future, and life is worth a living just because He lives. May you know that today in your life. Again, love to talk to you, chat to you, connect with us through the website here at Brookside. Listen in again to devotions each day. But may you know that life is not just a roll of the dice. It's about a God who has made you for His purpose, who loves you, cares for you. Will you seek Him today? Will I seek Him today with all my heart and know the one who plans for our good and for our eternal best? May we know that today. Thank you for listening.